Hello, Wu Jiao here. I notice a lot of people, and maybe including myself, we go around and we show you videos of our cities and here in China, and maybe it's just natural to want to show you all the best. But there's another side to it as well. I'm in an area right now. It's more of an area that all the progress hasn't hit here yet. So they had a lot of talk when Trump was in power, and even now I still hear it that they want their jobs back from China. The jobs came to China for a reason, and all the products came to the United States from China for a reason. I think most people know that in the back of their minds, but still a lot of complaining going on. But this area will give you a little bit of an idea of what I'm talking about if you don't know. So let's have a little look around. So the opinions and ideas expressed in this video are mine, just by my observations. And I can tell you, when I first came to China a little over 10 years ago, it wasn't uncommon to see, I can't remember what exactly kind of store it was. I think it was just like a corner store, 7-Eleven type store. Yeah, I think it was just a 7-Eleven type store, and they would have a TV out at night and a bunch of tables and chairs, and a lot of people would go there just to watch the TV. So things have really, those you don't see anymore, but it's just changed dramatically in the last 10 years. It used to be that cars were king. No car would stop for you, even at a pedestrian crosswalk. As a Canadian coming to China, excuse me, I used to get a little bit upset about that. It's taken pretty seriously in Canada, and you just expect everywhere else is going to be just like back home. I'm trying to give you a little glimpse into some of these homes. These are homes here. Typical building here. On this side is 3 stories. These look like the other side is 4 stories, maybe some 3-storied buildings. These are what I would call hutongs. I don't know if they're officially hutongs, but I would call these hutongs. Anyway, back to what I was saying. You can maybe see into this one a little bit. I don't want to invade anyone's privacy, but I still want to give you a glimpse into the life. Yeah, the cars were ruling. I mean, even if it was pouring rain and you're at a crosswalk, cars wouldn't stop. It used to piss me off. Those days are gone. It also was back then. I attributed that to the fact that it wasn't long before that there weren't many cars on the road. Like you think, 10 years ago, wow, that's not that long ago. But I think only the really rich people at that time had cars. And so they didn't need to stop. Now it's everybody and his brother's got a car. And they're enforcing those rules now, so got cameras up at the pedestrian crosswalks. And yeah, you'll get a ticket automatically sent to you if you don't stop at the crosswalk for people. What else changed? Yeah, the e-bikes, it was crazy. E-bikes could go wherever they want. Actually, when I first got to China, I went to Dongguan. And in Dongguan, I got the distinct impression after just a couple of months there that if I wanted to, I could claim I was a doctor. The society just seemed so backwards that I might have been able to get away with that. So I'm trying to keep my train of thought here. I had a bunch of stuff I wanted to say in this. This is, like I said, it's just an area that the progress hasn't really made it to yet. This has probably been like this for, 20, 30 years anyway. Yeah, e-bikes used to go crazy on the roads. Now, as you can see, those plates there, e-bikes could basically go anywhere they wanted. And then they started with making e-bikes go on the sidewalk. Next, they made e-bike people wear helmets. Next, they made e-bike people get license plates and insurance. And now e-bikes actually stop at crosswalks or at road crossings at a red light. They'll stop. So I'm not going to say that any of these people have a bad life. It's probably what they're used to in this area. See if we can get a little look into here. This one looks like maybe abandoned. Somebody's moving out. They're not big places. I think a lot of them have maybe one room and a bathroom. Yeah, so a lot of stuff has changed in the last 10 years. I mean, all for the better. Change will come here. I mean, there's so much money floating around here. It's just unbelievable at this point. You know, if you got 50, I think it's like 47 or 49 subway stations going up all at the same time. If one happens to be in your neighborhood, there's one actually going up, oh, I'd say half a kilometer from here, maybe not even. All the value of all these places will go up drastically. And what a lot of people do is they'll actually put a new face on the building, renovate the inside, maybe throw an elevator in there, especially if it's more, 4 stories or more. And then the value's way up, and that's where I think a lot of the money's coming from. They sell that to somebody else that has no idea how much they actually paid for it. So you see no shortage of Maseratis, Lamborghinis. I see a few Rolls Royces, Maybachs all over the place. I don't know, is Maybach a Mercedes? It really looks like Mercedes. I thought they used to be branded as Mercedes, but here in China they seem to have their own brand, Maybach. I don't see any Mercedes emblem on them. Or maybe I'm wrong and that's not correct. But there's a lot of Maybachs around. I mean, not as many as Mercedes, but yeah, you can kind of get the idea how people live here. Once this area is slated for a development, these places will all be knocked down. This particular area isn't, but it's happening so fast all over the city. And the people who live in these buildings will have, first choice of apartments in the new structures and given preferential prices or rent if they choose to do that. Or they can just take the money from whatever they get from the government for these buildings. See, a lot of these old style, gotta imagine kind of how old that is. That kind of a window. What people have lived through or seen with this type of these type of structures. Where was I going with this? But yeah, like I said, a lot of people, including myself, go around showing you like all the nicer places, beautiful. Everything is clean here, actually. This is probably one of the improvements that's happened in this neighborhood. Is that the streets are spotless. There's cleaners here. You just saw that guy there. There's cleaners here all day. They start with cleaning all the streets in the morning. And then like that guy will be out here, be here all day. As people drop stuff on the ground, he'll be picking it back up. I see a lot of these outdoor plug-ins for e-bikes. We had a few fires somewhere in China. I hadn't seen one myself, but I saw videos where there was a fire somewhere. And after that, you're not allowed to bring e-bikes indoors anymore. So a lot of people have installed outdoor electrical outlets. Some of them you might have to pay an RMB or something. Okay, here's a building with a new exterior. Quite likely has an elevator maybe installed in there. All new security. New fixtures. Gotta get through here. Just take a little look around. Okay, I don't know if this one would have an elevator. But anyway, you kind of get the idea here, what I'm looking at. Nice, quiet neighborhood. Some people might think it's, oh, here's one of the, this is an e-bike. Okay, there's number 1 to 10. Okay, and here's the plugs that are operated by that, and it is pay. It's got WeChat and Alipay. So it's probably like an RMB, and there's 10 plugs there. Park e-bikes. And you can charge them back up. I think there'll be a bunch of guys around the corner here playing cards. But yeah, we try to show all the best things of China. And then, meanwhile, this is a tier 1 city. This is Shenzhen that I'm in right now. These guys are beautiful day outside for doing that. I think it's like, it's actually April 8th, Thursday. But it feels like about 21 degrees. You might be able to hear a bit of a breeze coming off the microphone. Apologize for that. Okay, let's see, these people that live in this area, I'm going to say a lot of them have little shops, or some of them might be the street vendors at nights. And what I mentioned at the beginning about, China not really stealing jobs, it's that they were able to do them cheaper, and they still are able to do them cheaper than Western countries. Although salaries have come up here substantially since I've been here, but they're still really low compared to Western standards. I think the average, again, these opinions are just my observations. I think the average now is, let's say, 5,000 to 6,000 a month for full-time work, maybe at a factory or even an office. I think if maybe an office might not even be that much, or if you work at a store, something like that. So that's less than $1,000 US a month. So just, think about that. These people aren't even the backbone of China. Actually, there's not even that many of these type of neighborhoods around anymore. I mean, they're still easy to find, but and no matter what anyone tells you, they're in every city. These type of neighborhoods are in every city, and will be for some time still, even as the development goes quickly. Here's another one of these plugins. This one, yeah, that's also Alipay and WeChat. It's only got 3, it looks like. These people, yeah, I said they're not even the backbone of China. The people that are the backbone of China, here's another one. Sorry, I keep bouncing out of my thoughts. It says it's got 10, but I only see 5. The people that are the backbone, in my opinion, of China are the people that travel from all parts of the country to go work in these mega factories and smaller factories. And they don't live in, I'm going to say, nice places like this. I know you might not think so, but compared to what those people live in, they live in dorms. And they're happy to do that. The dorms are for free by the employer. So is their food. It's included. So when I say 5,000 to 6,000 a month, I should qualify that with the fact that they have free room and board. I guess room and board includes food. I think some factories make them pay for internet and electricity, but generally, yeah, everything's paid for them, and they get 5,000 to 6,000 a month. Again, less than $1,000 US a month, and that's how they live. The backbone, the people that are the backbone, and they are happy to work when they live there at the factory. Normally, some dorms aren't right at the factory, but in general, they tend to be at the factory where those people live, and they're happy to work 12-hour days or even longer. Happy to work 7 days a week, because what they do, they send a lot of money home, or maybe half of their check they send home to their family that may be living in the country in some of these places. So they send money home, and they're happy to do that. So they live like that. Maybe go home for the holidays a couple of times a year. For some of them, it's pretty far, so it's nice that they have a couple of big holidays like the Chinese New Year. It's almost like, it seems like almost a whole month where the whole country's shut down. That's where you get that largest migration in the world that they talk about every year. It's because a lot of people are actually away from home working. So this is just another side of China that I wanted to get you to have a quick look at. There's no shortage of those big giant buildings and streets that are 5 lanes going in each direction, brand new roads, brand new subways everywhere. There's no shortage of that stuff. There is becoming maybe more of a shortage of this kind of stuff, but like I said, as these things get replaced, see, look at these. This has got to be pretty old. As these things get replaced, these people will be compensated apparently well by the look of the cars going around here. And some of this is very old, looks like. I'm going to say at least maybe 30, 40 years, where things weren't so easy back then in China. Actually, like I said, even 10 years ago, things were drastically different than they are now. So I won't go on much longer, but I just wanted to say, it's definitely, there's places like this. If they're here in Shenzhen, in a tier 1 city, you can bet they're in tier 2, tier 3, tier 4 cities all over the place. You got these. I think you don't have to live there to use that. The owner may actually make a little money, although it can't be much. I'm sure they're very cheap to plug your e-bike in. I no longer have an e-bike, so anyway, just a quick little look around. Cut this one off and head back out into a main street. Thanks. Oh, I can't get out. Oh yeah, I can. Okay. Got this blocked off for COVID. Somebody's taking out a couple of the pegs here. So thanks for walking with me, taking a little tour through an older area. Some of the more realistic. It's not the average people that live there for sure. There's probably at this point the average person lives in high rises. So those areas are becoming far and few between, but they're still out there and not hard to find. So anyway, again, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.